Alright, hold up. I know you guys are already disliking the video. I know you guys are already hating on me, going down in the comments talking about some "you a-hole, how could you like Minerva" or anything. Hold up, relax, give me a chance to talk. I believe Minerva was literally the best thing that happened in episode 4, and allow me and give this video a chance to explain the whole concept. It's not how you think, it's not what you think, and give this video a chance and we can get through this together. No one needs to get harmed, no one needs to get shot, no one needs to get bodied, everything has to be normal, everything needs to be calm and in peace. So yeah, why Minerva was the best thing in episode 4? Let's talk about that. What is up, SmackNPie here, back again with another Walking Dead video. If you're new here and want to see more gaming theories and news and leaks just like this one, start now by hitting that subscribe button and that bell so you don't miss anything. Alright, first of all, let me just start off. Yeah, I woke up like a couple of minutes ago and I'm recording this. Yeah, that's why my voice is a little bit deep than usual, so pardon me. Alright, so if you guys don't know, when we did episode 4 Ups and Down, and when we did review after that as well, one thing is for sure, that everyone believes, regardless of you hate Minerva's character or you like her character or whatever, or you think her character was wasted, one thing we can all agree on is that what happened in the bridge scene was literally the best or one of the best scenes in episode 4. Of course, opinions differ from one to another, but for the majority, it's been the same. People like what happened in bridge, people loved Minerva's character, and her villainess character really adds up to this whole final season story, and really, it's shaken up the entire story and turned it into a depressing thingy. Again, for a brief context, what really happened is that we see Minerva escape from the boat, and then we see Dorian, whose auntie is this anyway, and military wannabe getting killed. And when they did, Minerva gets all, I'm gonna kill you, Clementine, you know how it goes in video games. And then she starts to get all fuzzy, she starts to shoot every walker, she runs out of bullets, and she uses axe, and we then lose her, and that's pretty much it from that part. Then we get to the bridge scene where we hear her beautiful voice of "the night will be over soon," where she's bitten but halfway through, like she's half Minerva human and she's half walker, and she's transforming into her walker self slowly. But one thing she just wants from all of this is her brother. She wants her brother to be with her after her death with Sophie and mom and dad of her family. You get my point. But things doesn't go right as Tennessee is, Tennessee, man, you cool, he cool, he mad cool, I need to chill. But Tennessee almost got us all killed, himself killed as well in that particular context, and then a war between Clementine and Minerva gets started. Minerva then gets interested, way more interested than she already was in episode 3. She cuts Clementine's leg in this whole thingy, and now even though we killed her and walkers started to bite her or whatever, she is still half alive, and then Tennessee gets us in trouble. And if you trusted AG back in the cave, he'll shoot Tennessee here, saving Violet or Louis' life, and that's where we'll see the last of Minerva, literally. And after that, thanks to Minerva, entire episode just turned into depressing emotions, earthing. Here are the few reasons that why I believe Minerva was one of the best or the best thing happened in episode 4. Number 1, avoiding predictable situations. You see, people are expecting redemption from Minerva. It is quite obvious that we've learned and planted the seeds way back in episode 1 regarding Minerva and Sophie, and people are expecting redemption story in episode 4 and in episode 3. And Skybone did a fantastic job, Telltale writers did a fantastic job making us feel like we're gonna get a redemption story, yet we didn't got redemption story, making us feel like, hey, this is getting predictable, but oops, no, there is nothing predictable about this. We're not getting the thing that we're expecting. And that is exactly why people have mixed reactions regarding every Minerva scene, because they weren't expecting. So they have nothing to say about this for the time being. So people are expecting redemption, and having and giving what they want would have been predictable. And thanks to Skybound and Telltale writers that they didn't give us redemption story. Instead, they stick with the plan and stick with the whole brainwashed thing and stick with Minerva is just a confused character who just wants wants her brother to be safe, and now that she's going to die, and she knows that she's going to die, she just wants her brother to be with her after her death, alongside Sophie and moms and dad. Fantastic job, Skybound. Number 2, her villain vibe. Now, we've had so many villains throughout the history. From season 1, 2, 3, 4, we had Carver, we had other characters from New Frontier. I don't even want to talk about Richmond, to Lily in season 4, but all of those characters sometimes felt like, okay, they're not giving that villain vibe that we needed. Even though Minerva was not even a villain, like main villain, because main villain was Lily, kinda sorta. Minerva and her character genuinely gave that confused and brainwashed villain vibe. She doesn't know what to do. She thinks the only way to make everything right is to do whatever she's doing and whatever she's done in episode 3 and 4. And when everything got out of hand, the only thing that she wanted was her brother, Tennessee. And that is exactly what she wanted. And even when she was about to die, she was still in that confused, brainwashed character, and she was giving this villain vibe that literally no one else from this entire season and previous season has gave me as a player. But what we got in episode 4 was fantastic in terms of Minerva and having her as a villain character. Good job. Number 3, memorable scenes. You see, it's no doubt that one of the things that we see and I see as a player in video games is to create memorable memories for myself and seeing memorable scenes that remember throughout history and throughout our lives. Minerva in this scene, in this situation, she considered Delta her family after getting kidnapped from her school, after killing her own sister, after getting separated from her own family, from her own group. Delta was her family now. They feed her, they gave her new clothes, whatever the Lily said, whatever the heck Lily said. Now Minerva has only one thing in her head. Delta is her family, protect Delta at all cost. And that's exactly what happened in episode 4. She considered Delta her family and avenging them because we attacked Delta boat. Avenging them was the only thing for her. And in doing so, she killed some people, she got us into trouble, everything, and in doing so, she created some of the best and memorable scenes in the entirety of not just episode 4, but the entirety of The Walking Dead. And that is what we look for as a player. Number 4, dedication. Now, even after getting bit, even she knows that all the odds outside the ship and boat were against her, even though she wouldn't have survived, even though she knew that she's not gonna survive alone in that position against walkers. Look at her dedication. She went on avenging her Delta family, avenging her former group, killing walkers, doing everything she possibly can. And that's the thing, she doesn't even care about herself, she cares about the people around her. That is why her character was so interesting, because before getting brainwashed, it shows how much she cares about people in general, and her dedication that she doesn't care about herself, her health, or her anything. She cares about the people that she wants to protect, that she loves. And even after getting bit in that bridge scene, you can see she just wanted her brother to be with her. Shows that even after all that mug, even after all that mess, she just wants her brother to be safe and with her, because that's what she believes. She believes that Tennessee, her brother, being with her is the only way she can protect, because this world is definitely not for Tennessee. That shows how much dedication this Minerva character has. If you really think about it, if you see from other perspective, the writers, fantastic job. And number 5, she's being the MVP or second MVP. Now let's be honest, let's face it, whatever happened post bridge scene was emotional, was fantastic, got us swerve our emotions. Skybound did a fantastic job in swerving our emotions, but we all can agree on one thing: if it wasn't for Minerva, none of that would have happened. Clementine would have never got bitten, AJ would have never took that shot, or would have never even thought about that. Clementine and AJ wouldn't have those scenes together. AJ wouldn't have took all of that responsibility. Clementine wouldn't have to accept her death, in doing so creating some memorable and emotional scenes. AJ wouldn't have to take the responsibility of saying cover me. AJ wouldn't have to do all of that and becoming a man for himself and becoming independent on his own and learning and surviving and growing and from all of this stuff. AJ doing the impossible. If it wasn't for Minerva, sure, if it wasn't for Minerva, Clementine wouldn't have never lost her leg, but the point is, if it wasn't for Minerva, none of that would have happened. None of of this story would have continued. None of the ending, the emotion, the depressing that we got, none of that would have happened. And if it wasn't for Minerva cutting Clementine's leg, AJ wouldn't have learned all the harsh truth, all the harsh lessons, and basically it shows, and thanks to Minerva, it shows AJ being the real MVP, showing AJ how much potential he got and how toughest survivor, intelligent survivor he is. But with all that said, in short, writers did a fantastic job by not giving her any redemption whatsoever, and she fighting, dedicating her life to the Delta, the group that protected her all these years, not all these years, just 1 year, fighting till her death and wanted Tennessee even after she knows she's about to die, shows how dedicated, how emotional this character was. Even after all this, she just wants her family, aka Tennessee, because deep down she feels bad about killing people. She feels bad for joining the Delta. She feels bad for killing her own sister Sophie. She just wants to make things right by doing the right thing, by protecting the people that are left in her life now. And honestly, can you blame her for that? I mean, I wouldn't, because Minnie is bae, you know what I'm saying? But on all seriousness, what do you guys think about character Minerva? Do you think she's really an interesting character, and if she was alive, she would have gone so far? And would you like to see a flashback in the near future in season 5 or a DLC regarding how Sophie and Minerva had their past in the Walking Dead franchise and how they got kidnapped and what was happening to them in the Delta? Let me know all of that good stuff down in the comments. With that being said, if you enjoyed today's video and want to see more, hit that like button. If you're new here, smack subscribe button, become an official member of SmackNPie. I have recorded successfully the Scumbag Clementine playthrough, and I'm in the process of editing it, so hopefully day after tomorrow or this week you should expect that video to drop very soon in your sub box. So make sure to hit that bell, and I'm Smack, and until next time, take care of yourself and your family, stay humble and be grateful, and peace. I need to go because I need to have some breakfast. Thank you.